Have you ever stopped to look at your bank account and felt a little bit of a sting? It is that feeling when you realize your money just seems to vanish into thin air. You work hard all month long, you get that paycheck, but then, poof, it is gone. Well, what if I told you there is a group of people who have figured it all out? I am talking about an entire nation that saves nearly half of everything they make. While we are out here struggling to save even 5%, they are building massive wealth. Welcome to the channel. I am Siraz Patwari. If you want to change your financial life, please hit that subscribe button right now. Today, we are going to dive deep into the secrets of Chinese wealth building. This is not just about numbers on a page. This is about a complete shift in how you think about every single dollar you touch. Think about this for a second. The average household in America is lucky if they save about $35 out of every $1,000. But in China, that number is closer to $360. That is a massive difference. We are talking about a 10-to-1 ratio. It makes you wonder what we are doing wrong, doesn't it? For over 70 years, Chinese families have consistently saved almost half of their income. They have done this through economic changes and social shifts. Back in 2008, they were even putting away over 50% of everything they earned. Imagine if you could do that. Your financial stress would just disappear. You would not be worrying about bills anymore. I want to tell you about a woman named Wang. She is in her 30s and lives in a very expensive city. For 9 years, she saved 90% of her salary. Can you even imagine that? She lived on just 10% of what she made. And guess what? She now owns 2 apartments in one of the most expensive cities in the world. She did not win the lottery. She did not get lucky with some risky investment. She just used the power of pure saving. Her story went viral, and millions of people started talking about it. It shows just how serious this culture takes financial discipline. So, what is the big secret? It is called the 10-to-1 rule. It sounds extreme because it is. The goal is to spend only $1 for every $10 you earn. That means you are aiming for a 90% savings rate. Now, I know what you were thinking. That sounds impossible. But here is the clever part. Even if you try for 90% and fail, you might still hit 50 or 60%. And that is still way better than what most people are doing. It is about changing your entire relationship with money. When you believe you should live on only 10%, every purchase looks different. That $5 coffee does not just feel like $5 anymore. It feels like half of your entire daily budget. There is another tool they use called zero-based budgeting. It is so simple, it is almost embarrassing. At the start of the month, you give every single dollar a job. You do this before you spend even 1 penny. You assign money for rent, groceries, and bills. But here is the trick. You assign your savings first. Most of us save whatever is left at the end of the month. Chinese families flip that upside down. They pay their savings account like it is the most important bill they have. If you make $4,000 a month, you might put $1,000 into savings right away. Then you figure out how to live on the $3,000 that is left. This creates a huge psychological shift. When savings are your first expense, they are no longer optional. You would not skip your rent to buy new shoes, right? So why would you skip your savings? This also stops something called lifestyle inflation. You know how it goes. You get a raise at work, and suddenly you are spending more money on nicer things. You are still living paycheck to paycheck, just with more stuff. Chinese families avoid this by putting that extra money into savings before they even get used to having it. Now, does this mean you have to live like a monk? Not really. It is about knowing the difference between what you need and what you want. We are surrounded by ads telling us we need the newest phone or the coolest car. But do you really need the latest model with the titanium frame? Or do you just need a phone that makes calls and sends texts? A Chinese approach would be to buy a reliable phone and invest the hundreds of dollars you saved. That money could be working for you instead of sitting in a big tech company's bank account. They are very strategic. If they do buy something nice, it has to provide long-term value. Every purchase is judged by how long it will last and how much it costs per use. They have also mastered the art of waiting. Our culture loves instant gratification. We want things now. But Chinese culture celebrates the ability to wait. This patience stops impulse buys that drain your bank account. And let's talk about debt. In China, debt is often viewed with a lot of suspicion. The idea of putting a vacation on a credit card seems crazy to them. If you cannot pay cash, you cannot afford it. This cash-only mindset forces you to save up before you buy. It might take longer, but when you finally get that car, you own it. There are no monthly payments or interest charges. Think about how much money you would have if you didn't have car payments or credit card debt. The average American household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Imagine if that money stayed in your pocket. This anti-debt philosophy removes one of the biggest walls to building wealth. It gives you so much more freedom. There is also a huge focus on education as an investment. They don't just see it as a school fee. They see it as a guaranteed return on investment. If you spend money on education and it increases your lifetime earnings, that is a better return than the stock market. This is why families might live very simply, but spend a lot on tutoring and classes. They are making a calculated choice for long-term wealth that lasts for generations. There were also social factors that played a role. Because of past policies, there were many more men than women. This created a competition. Young men realized that having a big savings account was a way to stand out. It became an arms race of saving money. There was a cultural expectation that a man should own property before getting married. This forced an entire generation to become hyper-focused on saving. They developed habits in their 20s that stayed with them forever. They learned to prioritize long-term goals over short-term fun. Another big factor is the lack of a government safety net. If you don't save, you might not have anything for retirement or health care. Saving becomes a matter of survival. This creates a sense of urgency. In many places, we assume the government will help if things go wrong. But without that luxury, every dollar you save is like life insurance you pay to yourself. What is really interesting is how they view happiness. In the West, we are told that experiences and spending bring joy. But in Chinese culture, financial discipline is seen as a virtue. It brings peace of mind and security for the family. They talk about money openly at the dinner table. Kids hear their parents planning and celebrating savings milestones. They grow up seeing saving as empowerment, not as losing out. They don't feel restricted by a budget. They feel secure because they know exactly where the money is. To make this work, they also fight decision fatigue. Instead of deciding what to buy every day, they create routines. They shop at the same places and buy the same brands. This saves mental energy and prevents impulse spending. Even social status works differently. Instead of showing off a fancy car, you get respect for making smart financial choices. Peer pressure actually helps you save money instead of forcing you to spend it. Your neighbors might respect you more for a paid-off old car than a new one with a loan. They also find joy in things that don't cost much. Family dinners at home or walks in the park replace expensive nights out. These are conscious choices. When your happiness does not depend on spending, you become very resilient. Even if the economy goes down, you are okay. Achieving a high savings rate stops being a miracle and starts being inevitable. One of the most powerful things they do is practice complete financial transparency within the family. Everyone knows how much money is coming in and where it is going. It becomes a team project. When the whole family is on board, the sacrifices don't feel so hard. It feels like teamwork. There are no secrets or arguments about hidden spending. Everything is recorded and discussed. This eliminates the mystery of where the money went. If you want to start this journey, you don't have to change everything overnight. You don't have to go from saving 3% to 30% in one day. Start with the basics. Try zero-based budgeting for just 1 month. Track every single cent. You will probably be shocked at how much you spend on things you don't even remember. Then, slowly push your savings rate up. If you save 5% now, try for 10% next month. The goal is to be intentional. You want to have the life you actually want, not the one your impulses create for you. True freedom comes from controlling your money. You don't want your money controlling you. Whether you try the 10-to-1 rule or just start seeing the difference between needs and wants, you are moving toward a better future. In a few years, you could be the one with the huge savings account while everyone else wonders how you did it. Thank you for watching this educational video on my channel, Siraz Patwari. Please subscribe for more financial insights, and I will see you in the next one.